thank you for your interest in Tira Hotels. I'm Sarah Ranfone. I'm the marketing manager for North America with Tira Hotels based here in Santiago, Chile. I'm really excited to tell you about Tira Hotels today. Let me bring up my screen. So in case you're not familiar already, Tira Hotels is a group of boutique adventure spa hotels here in Chile. We have Tira Atacama in the northern desert, Tira Chilaway, which is an island off of the southern coast of Chile, and of course Tierra Patagonia at the end of the world in Patagonia. First and foremost at Tira Hotels, we are all about the experience. We're in these incredible, really remote locations, so we strive to create a sense of place in everything that we do to give our guests the most authentic experiences possible that are true to each location. Like I mentioned, we're adventure spa hotels, so a big part of that are the excursions. Our guests do tend to be a little bit more on the active side, or at least aren't afraid to get their boots a little bit muddy during the day and then come back at the end of the day and enjoy a nice spa treatment or just the perfectly chilled glass of Chilean Chardonnay. Whatever your idea of wellness is, that's totally okay with us. But we really do believe in that balance between adventure and wellness. Design is really important to Tira Hotels. It really makes us stand out visually from other hotels. We worked very closely with all local Chilean artists and architects and designers, and we've used lots of locally sourced sustainable materials in the hotels, again, to reinforce that sense of place that I mentioned before. And then sustainability is at the core of everything that we do at Tira. We're some of the most sustainable hotels, not just in Chile, but in the entire region. We are constantly striving to come up with new, more efficient and better sustainable practices. And if you're interested in knowing more about our sustainable initiatives, you can find them with lots of details on our 2019 sustainability report, which we published last year on our website. We are all inclusive, so that means all daily meals, open bar, access to our spa facilities and pools, guided excursions in small groups each day, and transfers to and from the nearest airports are all included in the rates. So we try to make it really easy for you. You just need to get your clients to the closest airport and we take care of everything from there. So first up, we're going to head to Tira Atacama in the north of Chile, the driest desert in the world. Generally, I recommend starting with Atacama and working your way down if you're going to combine hotels, which a lot of our guests do. And the main reason for that is just logistically, it tends to make the most sense. Atacama is going to be the easiest and quickest one to get to of the three locations. So any direct flight from the States into Santiago they're all overnight, and then you take a 2-hour 20-minute flight up to Calama, which is going to be the closest airport, and then it's an 1 hour and 20-minute transfer to the hotel. So your clients can be at the hotel by lunchtime. They can take advantage of a half-day excursion if they're feeling up to it when they get there, or maybe just chill out by the pool and relax after the long flight. But they can really take advantage of that first night at the hotel. Tira is unique in that all three of the hotels were actually built around these iconic viewpoints. So you're looking at what you came here for. In Atacama, it's the Licancabur volcano right in our backyard. We have 32 rooms here. 30 of them are facing the volcano directly, and then 2 of them are family-style apartments overlooking the Salt Mountain Range. As you can see, we've brought in all of these natural details to really help our guests feel totally absorbed into the desert. Once your clients arrive at the hotel, they will sit down with one of our expert guides who will come up with a tailored excursion plan for them. So you don't plan anything ahead of time. The guides will do that, and they're really the best as they'll get a sense of your client's interests and their physical activity levels, and also take into consideration outside factors such as altitude, weather, and all types of things. So it's really best to leave the excursion planning in their hands. It also makes your job a lot easier. We're super family friendly. We don't have any age limits at any of the hotels, so we do see quite a lot of kids and multi-gen families as well. And of course, lots of honeymooners, and even recently more solo travelers as well. So there's really, since all of the excursion plans are tailored to each guest. Everything can be adjusted to, really meet each type of traveler's needs. Next up, we're going to head to Tira Chilaway. This is an island off of the southern coast of Chile in the Lakes District. It's kind of the start of northern Patagonia. There's a couple ways to get here. The main one is going to be to fly from Santiago to Puerto Montt, which is on the mainland. Those flights are daily. And then from there, it's a 2 to 3 hour transfer to the hotel. There's a ferry involved over to the island. So depending on traffic and how quickly the ferry is moving that day, it can take about 2 to 3 hours. The other option is to fly from Santiago directly to Castro, which is another option. It's just about a 2 hour, 40-minute flight, and then it's just a 30-minute transfer to the hotel from there. So that is kind of the ideal route. It's going to be the shortest transfer time if you can make those dates work, because those flights are typically only offered a couple of days a week. But either way, it's going to be worth it once you get there. Chilaway is perched here on the Rilan Peninsula overlooking the interior Pacific Ocean, so facing the mainland of Chile. It's the smallest of the 3 hotels with just 24 rooms, so it's super cozy and intimate. It rains every single day on the island of Chilaway, not all day every day, but at some point every day. So it's really warm. We have the great copper fireplaces and natural woods everywhere. So it's the perfect refuge after a day of excursions outside. One really unique thing about Tira is our common areas. We have really great common spaces in each of the hotels, which are perfect for coming back after a day of excursions, grabbing a drink, and kind of comparing what you did that day with other guests. Our guests do tend to be a little bit more sociable. They like making friends with like-minded travelers when they go on vacation, and Tira, since the hotels are so small and intimate, they really set up a nice sociable vibe for our guests. Activity-wise, we have a little bit of everything at Chilaway. We have kayaking, horseback riding, hiking, mountain biking, and definitely the star of the show is the Huilliche. This is our locally made wooden yacht that our guests can take out for a full day excursion. We'll have our chef on board. She'll prepare snacks and a full lunch during the day. We'll have open bar, of course. And our guests can actually get off the boat. They can explore some of the tiny little islands nearby, either by foot or by mountain bike. We'll take the kayaks with us, or they can go on the Zodiacs and look for dolphins and penguins and other sea life. But it's really the best way to discover Chilaway. It's kind of your adventure, your way. And that's also included in the rates. And then finally, we have Tierra Patagonia way down, literally on the road to the end of the world is what the road's called. It's the longest journey to get here, but it's everybody's bucket list destination. So it's well worth the travel time. The main way to get here is going to be to fly from Santiago all the way down to Punta Arenas, which you see down there at the bottom. That's a 3 hour and 40-minute flight. And then it's a 4.5 hour transfer to the hotel. So you do need to plan for a good full day of travel. You wouldn't want to do that hike right after arriving into Santiago, because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of travel time. The other option is to fly from Santiago to Puerto Natales, which is a little bit closer, as you can see on the map, and that's only about an hour and a half transferred to the hotel. So it cuts down on the transfer time quite a bit. Those flights are only offered during the high season, which is typically November to end of February or March, and only offered a couple of days a week. So you'll want to check with the airlines before booking the hotel if you really want to get those Puerto Natales dates, to make sure that they line up. And then we also offer transfers to or from El Calafate in Argentina for those clients who are combining Argentinian and Chilean Patagonia. That's a 5 hour transfer, and we can include that at no additional cost when you stay for 4 nights or more with us at Tierra Patagonia. So to me, Patagonia is the best example of the three hotels of sense of place. The hotel really just blends in seamlessly with its surroundings. As you can see here, we're on the northeastern quadrant of the Torres del Paine National Park, right outside of the park limits, but overlooking the entire Paine Massif right in front of us, including the famous Torres del Paine, and we have Lake Sarmiento just steps away from our back porch. We've used all naturally sourced, repurposed Langewood in building the hotel, and it's won multiple awards for its famed architecture. Like I mentioned, if you walk off of our back porch here down to the lakeshore, you're technically standing inside of the park limits. So just to give you an idea of how far away we are, it's just about a 15 to 20-minute drive from the nearest park entrance. All of the rooms have unencumbered views of the entire Paine Massif, so there's no bad views. We have 40 rooms here, making it the largest of the three hotels. We offer all of the classic excursions inside of the park, so the hike up to the base of the towers, the Great Glacier boat ride, and because of our privileged location outside of the park, we also offer some Tira exclusive excursions. So that's going to be a couple of hiking, mountain biking, and horseback riding options that nobody else offers. And those are really great, especially during high season, when the park can feel a little bit like Disney World, to really get away from the crowds and really be just alone in Patagonia. Again, we're super family friendly. All of the activities can be adjusted for all levels. You don't have to be an avid hiker. You don't have to be super fit to enjoy Patagonia. Of course, if you are, we do have some pretty amazing hikes. So there's really something for everybody. And of course, there's no better way to end a day of excursions and exploring Torres del Paine than at our Uma Spa in our Instagram famous pool overlooking Lake Sarmiento. Another great thing about being outside of the park is that we're super isolated. So there's no people around us, which means that we see a lot of wildlife just right in front of the hotel windows. So rheas, a lot of guanacos as well, foxes occasionally, and armadillos. Not any pumas, but there are some nearby, so you always want to keep an eye out just in case. Thank you for joining, and thank you to Remote for putting this on for us. You guys always do such a great job of connecting us with our travel partners. And of course, if you want to reach us for any booking information or more details on the hotels, we're always happy to help you. If you want to write to me at Sarah, it's SARAH @TierraHotels.com or info@TierraHotels.com. Thank you so much.